What if the Montreal Canadiens, meticulously crafting one of the most methodical and patient rebuilds in the NHL, were tempted by a speculative rumor that ignores the fundamental DNA of both their own front office and that of a potential trade partner? That's the scenario we're dissecting now. As the rumor mill churns around the New Jersey Devils, a team frustrated by their 2025-26 season performance, leading some to assume a fire sale is imminent. Specifically, the buzz around defenseman Simon Nemec potentially hitting the trade block in the summer, after the March deadline has passed, has sparked imaginations. But this speculation crumbles under scrutiny when you analyze the corporate mindset of Devils GM Tom Fitzgerald and the strategic patience of Canadiens GM Ken Hughes. Let's tear apart this narrative with cold logic and refocus on the real dynamics at play. Let's slice into the reality of this rumored transaction with precision. The New Jersey Devils are indeed in a frustrating spot, with a season that has underperformed expectations due to cultural issues, inconsistent goaltending, and a lack of offensive punch. Their salary cap situation is particularly suffocating on the defensive end, with hefty contracts tied up in Dougie Hamilton, $9 million through 2028, Jonas Siegenthaler, $3.4 million through 2028, and Brendan Dillon for $1 million through 2027. This financial logjam, combined with a desperate need for more firepower up front, has fueled hesitation in extending Simon Nemec, a 22-year-old right-shot defenseman with sky-high potential, who is still on his entry-level contract, ELC, at a bargain $918,333 cap hit through 2025. If Nemec were to be placed on the auction block this summer, as some speculate, Fitzgerald wouldn't be looking for rebuilding teams offering prospects or draft picks as primary returns. He'd target desperate contenders willing to bleed top six forwards to balance the books and address New Jersey's glaring need for offensive talent. This is where the rumor of Montreal pursuing Nemec falls apart under strategic lens. The Canadiens, under Hughes, are operating with a long-term vision that prioritizes maturing their own prospect farm rather than forcing expensive shortcuts in the trade market. Montreal's contention window isn't fully open yet. It projected to peak in 2027-28 when homegrown talents like Lane Hutson, David Reinbacher, and Ivan Demidov reach their primes alongside core players like Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield. Hughes doesn't play chess with his emotions. He's a calculated operator who exploits cap desperation in others, as seen in past deals like acquiring Sean Monahan at a discount from Calgary. Trading a top six forward, say a Slavkovsky or Caulfield, which Fitzgerald would likely demand for Nemec, would be akin to stealing the engine from your car to buy luxury tires. It's a non-starter, a move that contradicts the patient asset accumulation philosophy driving the Habs rebuild. The timing is off, the need is fabricated, and the price is unacceptable. This trade hypothesis is summarily vetoed by any rational system of analysis. From a tactical perspective, Nemec would indeed be a tantalizing fit for Montreal. A right-shot defenseman with elite hockey IQ, strong puck-moving ability, and a career-high goal tally this season. He could anchor the blue line alongside Caden Gould for a decade, addressing a positional scarcity in the Habs system. But the cost? Sacrificing a top-six forward critical to the offensive core would gut the team's forward depth just as it's beginning to gel. Hughes knows that building a contender requires balance, not robbing Peter to pay Paul. Moreover, New Jersey's cap crunch doesn't force them to trade Nemec. It merely delays his extension. Fitzgerald can wait out the market or move other defensive contracts like Hamilton's if needed, keeping Nemec as a cornerstone unless an offer of overwhelming offensive value, unlikely from Montreal, comes along. Financially, the Canadiens are in a position of strength, with over $8 million in projected cap space this summer after Patrick Lane's contract expires. They hold multiple first and second round picks in the next two drafts, giving Hughes ammunition to pursue value deals without sacrificing core pieces. Trading a top six forward for Nemec would not only disrupt that financial flexibility, but also signal a premature shift to win-now mode, a misstep for a team still nurturing its prospects. New Jersey, meanwhile, with $18 million tied up in their top three defensemen, needs cap relief and scoring more than draft picks or improving talent, making Montreal an ill-fitting trade partner for this particular asset. Culturally, the idea of a Nemec trade to Montreal ignores the ethos of both franchises. The Devils, after years in the league's basement, view their young core, Nemec included, as a foundational resurgence, not a garage sale. The Canadiens' fan base, while hungry for progress, trusts Hughes' patient approach, having endured years of rebuild pain for the promise of sustainable contention. A blockbuster trade that mortgages the offensive future for a defenseman, however talented, would risk alienating that trust, especially when the team's prospect pipeline already boasts defensive depth with Reinbacher and Hudson. Historically, Hughes has avoided such gambles, unlike past regimes that overreach for quick fixes, e.g. the Scott Gomez trade in 2009, and Fitzgerald has shown a commitment to building around youth rather than dismantling it. Looking to the future, the implications of pursuing or ignoring Nemec are clear. Chasing him at the cost of a top six forward will accelerate Montreal's defensive timeline, but cripple their scoring depth, potentially delaying their contention window as they scramble to replace lost offense. Staying the course, as Hughes likely will, preserves the balanced growth of the roster, allowing the Canadiens to target value defensemen or forwards in cap-strapped markets without gutting their core. For New Jersey, holding Nemec unless an irresistible offensive return emerges ensures they maintain a blue line pillar while addressing forward needs through other trades or free agency. The summer market will offer opportunities for both teams, but not in the form of this mismatched swap. So, I'm handing the clipboard to you. Given that the New Jersey Devils would indeed demand a top six forward to part with Simon Nemec in the summer trade market, how do you want to calibrate our next intelligence sweep? Would you have me map out the true competing teams, those with surplus top six forwards, who could realistically strike a deal with the Devils for Nemec, analyzing their cap situations and roster fits? Or do you prefer I audit the real defensive congestion within the Canadiens' own system, projecting which of their blue liners might be sliced and liquidated at the draft to clear space or gain assets, ensuring Montreal's depth doesn't become a liability? This isn't just about a rumor. It's about precision targeting and strategic foresight. Drop your directive in the comments, and let's debate the best way to position the Canadiens for a transformative summer. The Bell Center demands calculated aggression, and with a trade market on the horizon, every scan sharpens a hunt.